Hi, this is Jan Huff in Houston, Texas. I am here today to share with you the story of how I saved my own life and information for you to do the same. So this started back in April of 2017 when I was diagnosed with very high cholesterol, prediabetes, and was overweight. My doctor wanted to put me on medication, but I did not want to do that. So I researched how to get my numbers down naturally. And it pretty much boiled down to 4 things. Number 1, eat healthy. Number 2, drink water. Number 3, exercise. And number 4, sleep. Well, that explains how I got in such bad shape. And by the way, when I got those test results, I had not been feeling very good. And those results definitely explain why. So, in regards to not eating healthy, I was pretty much just eating all kinds of junk food, very unhealthy foods. I was a sweetaholic, so bad that I would eat just bags of like caramel chips. My son, who likes to bake cookies, would be disappointed because when he was ready to make the cookies, all of the caramel bits were gone. And so yeah, it was pretty bad. Drinking water, I pretty much didn't drink water. I was living off of tea and coffee, and that explains why I was not getting enough sleep, because I had too much caffeine. And then exercise, well, I didn't have time to exercise. I realized I needed to do something to change my ways, and I realized whenever I was so unhealthy and I wasn't taking care of myself, it was because I was so busy taking care of everybody else, and I just really didn't have time to take care of myself. And what was really bad is, even though I felt so bad, I just really didn't care until I got that bad report. Once I got that report and decided I needed to change my life, I came up with a 24-hour challenge for myself, because I felt I could do anything for 24 hours. I mean, most people can do anything for 24 hours. Now, these 30-day challenges, not so much. I knew I wouldn't continue doing that, but for 24 hours, I could live a healthy lifestyle. So I created the 24-hour challenge, and the night before, I had found this really great vegetable soup recipe, and so I made that the night before and started eating it so that I could put healthy nutrients into my body. And then the next day I woke up and started my 24 hours of healthy lifestyle. I started out eating a handful of walnuts, and I had some oatmeal, steel cut oatmeal for breakfast. And then I rode my indoor bicycle while I worked. And then during lunch, I went for a 20-minute walk so that I could get some vitamin D producing results from the sun. Ate a very healthy lunch, ate a very healthy dinner. I snacked throughout the day, apple slices, oranges, anything healthy that I could think of, and made sure to drink water throughout the day. I did have some coffee that morning, but that was pretty much it. Had a cup of coffee, and then I just drank water for the rest of the day. And then that night, I decided to go to bed early so I could get enough sleep. At about 9:30, I started getting ready for bed. Brush, floss, wash, moisturize my face and lips. And then I got in bed about, probably about 9:45, 10 o'clock. And amazingly, I was able to go right to sleep. Probably by 10:15, I think I was sound asleep. And had a really good night's sleep. And the next morning, I woke up feeling better than I'd felt in such a long time. And so I decided that I wanted to start living my life that way. I did not like the way I felt before when I felt so bad. And I wanted to just feel good going forward. As a matter of fact, I was feeling so good that I could literally feel energy flowing through my veins. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, 24 hours, I mean, it's kind of like creating the perfect day, but just 24 hours to go from feeling so bad to feeling so good. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I literally was telling anybody who would listen because I just felt so good. And I actually have one friend that I had seen like 2 days later, and she was full-on diabetic, and she said that she wanted to feel as good as me. So we sat down, I told her what I was doing, and she started showing improvements right away as well. And so then I was telling people at school. I volunteer at the middle school near my house, and I was telling people there, and most of them were not ready to do a full-on 24-hour challenge of doing everything right, because during the 24-hour challenge I did not allow myself to have any sugar, and I didn't want to keep that going forward, because as soon as you tell yourself you can't have something, then you just want it more. So I was going to allow myself to have sugar after that, but the surprising thing was I didn't even want sugar anymore. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, the night before the challenge, I was literally eating Captain Crunch cereal just because I wanted sugar so badly. And after the 24-hour challenge, I no longer craved the sugar. Now granted, during the 24-hour challenge, I was eating fruit, which is a natural sugar, and your body processes it differently. And so I just made sure to have fruit every day. So my body was just so happy to have all of these very healthy nutrients that it just no longer wanted the bad foods anymore. Now granted, you're going to have some days where it's impossible to have a 24-hour of healthy living, because maybe you're in a situation that doesn't offer healthy food choices, you know, different things. But anyway, so I was so excited about how great I was feeling that I went to my regular doctor. I told him what I was doing, and he said, "That sounds great, but let's see if what you're doing is actually getting your numbers down." Well, that was the whole point of this, is I wanted to get my numbers down. I mean, granted, I wanted to lose weight too, but I was not going to focus on weight loss. I was going to focus on getting my numbers down and feeling good. So he said, you know, why don't you come back in 4 months and we'll retest you and see what your numbers are. And let's see if what you're doing is actually getting your numbers down. So I said, game on, challenge accepted, because I wanted to know too, is what I'm doing actually getting my numbers down? I mean, yeah, I feel great, but is it actually getting my A1C number down? Is it actually getting my cholesterol number down? And so I just continued to live as closely to the 24-hour challenge as I could. Again, knowing I couldn't do that every day, but at least attempting to. Making sure that I was getting my exercise every day, drinking water throughout the day, going on walks as much as I could to get the vitamin D producing results from the sun, you know, trying to live as healthy as I could. So I went back in 4 months, and guess what? All of my numbers had gone down. My A1C number had gone down to no longer being pre-diabetic. My cholesterol number had gone from very high, the LDL, very high, to moderate. And my doctor was so impressed. He said, I just can't believe that you've done this in just 4 months to get your numbers down that low, and you need to figure out how to get what you've done out there to help others. And so I was like, another challenge. So I met with a friend of mine who is a graphics designer, and she taught me how to create a website. So I did it. I created a website. It's www.syolife.com, SYOLIFE. And the reason why I chose SYO Life is because it stands for Save Your Own Life. Because I feel that I saved my own life, and I decided that that's what I wanted to call what I was helping other people do so they could save their own lives. I went back to my doctor the following February to get a full checkup again, and all of my numbers were down even more. So he said, I have got to check out your website. He was so impressed with the website. He said everything looked good, but what do you do after the 24-hour challenge? And I said, well, I just kind of try to live my life that way. I mean, at least attempt to. He says, no, you need to create something that is what you do after the challenge. So that is where the Syo Lifestyle was born. I basically created guidance on how to live a healthy lifestyle based on the 24-hour challenge. So I continued doing the best I could, being as healthy as I could, and I ended up losing 42 pounds in a year and have kept it off for now almost 2 years after that. So yeah, I'm really happy with the results. I went back, and that was in February of 2018 when he looked at my website. So then I went back this year, February of 2019, and all of my numbers were still down. Everything's normal. My weight's still down. And he said, I'm going to look at your website again. So he looked at it again, and he gave me the best compliment. He said it was medically sound, which was a relief. I mean, my website basically has my story, it has my research, it has a list of foods that are high on omega-3 because that's important. It has a list of foods that are anti-inflammatory because so many issues that people have right now are based on inflammation. I actually had plantar fasciitis when I was going through all this. I'd had it for 6 months. I could barely walk. And just after eating healthy for a week, I noticed no more plantar fasciitis. I was like, really? You can literally heal yourself. You can heal yourself from prediabetes. You can heal yourself from very high cholesterol. You can heal yourself from inflammatory diseases like arthritis, like plantar fasciitis, and so many others that are inflammation related. So all of that's on my website, and I was so glad when he told me it was medically sound, because that meant all of my research, was done very well and informative. And even now, I talk to people all the time. For example, if I meet you at the airport and you ask me what I do, you're going to end up learning about Syo Life. So I'm doing this video today just to share with you my story, share with you just how this has all been, and to share with you my website, because I would love for you to go to my website and check it out. And hopefully something on there will help you. I've got some recipes, I've got a blog, I have a Facebook page where I post things that help people on their healthy journeys. So that's pretty much it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe below. My website and my social media are listed in the description below, so please check out those as well. But definitely subscribe and like this video, and I would like to do more videos going forward, so I would love for you to support me in that way. Thank you very much, and here's to your health.